So one of the things we figured out, when I say we, I'm talking about me and other teachers at my last school, is that we figured out with Got Learning that not only did we have a great place individually as teachers to store information about students, but why was technology built with these metaphorical four walls where you'd have a system administrator that set you up with a class and you had a teacher and you had students and that was it. And it's like, well, technology in the web allows us to get rid of those walls and open up uh, access to the student and the student's learning to the special educators, other learning specialists such as literacy coaches, emerging language learners, counselors, also school administrators, being able to actually pedagogically see how students are doing, not worried about behavior, not worried about attendance, not worried about test scores, but let's see what they're learning about, what their questions are, how are they growing as learners, and being able to see the whole student learning journey. Well, we realized that was very, very needed and also really cool. So we set up users and user roles for each of the people that I just mentioned so that they could have access to learning. Our learning support person, also known as a special educator, was able to see a student and see all of their classes. So she could see what was going on for Jimmy in math, also in science, and in English, and in Spanish. In all the different classes that teachers that were using Got Learning, they were able to see how the student was doing. Then we also figured out it was probably a good idea for me as the English language arts teacher and social studies teacher to be able to see how Jimmy was doing in math so that I could start making connections for the student, or having them make connections so that I could put in lessons that actually was talking about what was going on in science in my social studies class. And it was one of the coolest things in the world when one of the teachers came in and said, I have a student and they're having a really hard time with word problems. And this was at the beginning of the year. And I didn't know exactly why until I went over and looked at what you were what you were conferring with the student on reading and realizing that this student was at a below level grade level in reading. And she was like, I was going to email you about it and hopefully you'd get back to me tonight. But instead, I just jumped in, took a look, saw the student needed that, and I was able to provide the scaffolding to help the student with word problems. And so that is a huge superpower of Got Learning, is being able to see what students are doing in other classes as well.